No punt intended. Fantasy football highlights brought to you by Mortal Kombat. Test your might. It has begun. The fantasy football playoffs are officially underway. And our top story of the week goes to the comeback squad of the year, the Bama Boat Snacks, aka the Demon Barber of Fifth Fleet. Longtime bench warmers as the league's bottom-ranking squad, they ride into the first round of the playoffs on the league's longest active win streak after winning their fourth straight game and pulling off the epic upset over the division rivals, number one ranked Flying Spaghetti Monsters, due to an untimely loss of running back Kareem Hunt and absence of wide receiver Tyreek Hill. In only a matter of 2 weeks, the Bama Boat Snacks have risen from the bottom-ranking squad to number 4 ranked seed in the playoffs in the final week of the regular season. The task ahead of them is a tall order, however, as they'll get set to take on the Eastern Division champs yet again in the first round of the playoffs. Up next is a much anticipated rematch between the newly minted number 2 ranked Sacks in the City and the number 3 ranked former league leaders, the Bellingham Bimblosses. These two squads went into battle in Week 13, both having a win over one another and hoping to pull off the last victory in order to win out the regular season series, even with a guaranteed playoff spot locked in. These two teams have also been going back and forth holding the title as the league's top scoring squad, but ultimately it was Sacks in the City who not only finished with the win, but ended the regular season as the true queens of the scoreboard. And last but certainly not least is a consolation bracket battle between the ATLians and Y Des Y. These two teams battled it out one last time in Week 13, and Y Des Y was able to pull off one final upset, maintaining a perfect record when facing the ATLians, who only needed one last victory in order to ensure a spot as a number 4 seed in the playoffs with no questions asked. The ATLians have otherwise been on a roll lately, crawling their way out of their division bottom rankings, maintaining the league record for the highest single-week scoring total after pulling off the upset of the year over number 1 ranked Flying Spaghetti Monsters in Week 9 and absolutely demolishing their division rivals, the Bellingham Bimblosses, in Week 12. But unfortunately, it just was not enough for the ATLians as they have been unable to pull off a victory over Y Des Y at any point this season. And with the victory for the Bama Boat Snacks, the ATLians' fate has been sealed. They'll look to finish the season strong and hopefully win the consolation bracket for their trouble. And with that, we'll take a look at how your no puns intended fantasy football playoff bracket works. Each round will be 2 weeks long. If each team has 1 win and 1 loss over their opponents, the round will be decided by who had the highest overall point total for those 2 weeks. The winners of round 1 will go on to face each other for the highly coveted No Punt Intended Fantasy Football League Championship. While whichever team who finished in the top 4, lost in the first round, but had a higher overall point total than the other loser, will go on to face the winner of the ATLians and Y Des Y game for the league's consolation prize. That's it for your No Punt Intended fantasy football highlights. Be sure you check your lineups ahead of Thursday's game, and we will see you on the virtual gridiron.